Love is not only providing, love is listening. I didn't know my child was hurting. A powerful conversation on parenting, silence, and emotional connection. You're welcome to Straight Talk with Seyi Senuga. I am your regular host on this weekly broadcast. And today on the show, we will be continuing the topic on I didn't know my child was hurting. This is the third episode. So if you are seeing me for the first time or coming across this topic for the first time, you likely want to see the previous episode. We have spoken about communication, the importance of communication, having a good and healthy conversation with your children as a parent, and what children ought to know about opening up and then saying the truth and then telling their parents whatever it is that they are going through, and how parents can create an enabling environment for their children to be able to communicate with them freely without fear of being judged or not taken seriously. So from our previous topic, I was able to gather some feedback from people, and based on the promise I made last week that we'll look into those feedbacks, that is why I am here today on the same topic. Okay, all right, so today we have two case studies. The first one is about someone that has been sexually molested by someone who lived with them. According to her, she's a pastor's child, and then this person raped her. But when she informed her father, the father didn't believe her. Nobody took her serious, and that really hurts. So growing up with that mentality, with that experience, it was very difficult for her at a point, but God came through. She had an encounter with God, and today she has forgiven everyone, both the perpetrator of the evil and then those she told about what happened, and they never took her serious. Okay, the second person happens to be a victim of her own father. The abuser was her own father, her biological father, not stepfather, her biological father. And then because of that experience, it didn't just happen as a rape, it continued. And because of that experience, she started fainting because the father placed her on continuous and constant use of contraceptives. And then because of taking so much medications and because of her age and everything, she started losing her mind, fainting almost every now and then, which led to the person that was around her at that time saying, "Why do you always faint?" Imagine you have a guest in your house about this time last year who fainted, and you guys just rush her to the hospital, and she was stabilized. And the same person came to visit you this year and fainted again. I'm sure you'll be curious. So that's what actually happened. So the aunts took her to the hospital, but this time, after cross-examination and all of that, the auntie sat her down. I was like, "No, I don't think it's normal for you to just keep fainting. Would you want to share something? Is there anything you would want me to know?" And after pestering, questioning her and all of that, she was able to speak. And this revelation is something that is heartbreaking. So I'm not here to tell you about what I watched on Hollywood or about something that I saw or heard somewhere. I'm telling you about people coming out to share their personal life experience. Okay, so what would you say to this? What do you have to say? Do you think, is there any justification for a father to sexually molest his own daughter for years, not just once, not twice, consecutively, and even give the daughter his ATM card to get whatever she wants in case there's any need for it. Treating your own daughter like a wife, even when the mother is still alive. And then I want you to be the judge. I want you to say something. I want you to take it as though, like, what if this thing is happening around me? What step will I take? So today on the topic, we'll be talking about how to have a clear, practical, and a safety measures, focus steps to help a child in this kind of situation. And if you are the one who discover, or if you are the child, the steps you should take. Or if not a minor, maybe you are an adult, a teenager, and then you discover or you are in this kind of situation, the steps you need to take, the things you need to do to be out of trouble, because this is a trouble of life. I'll call it that way. So number one is to understand this truth. You need to understand what is going on. You need to know that what you are experiencing is not discipline, is not love, is not secrecy, and is not culture. This is a total abuse. It's an abuse. So irrespective of what this abuser has been telling you, or maybe threatening you, you need to know that it is an abuse. This person does not love you. Even if he has been telling you that the reason why I keep doing this is because I love you, I want to protect you. No, it is not protection. It is not culture. It is not secrecy. Telling you that you should not tell anyone is playing on your intelligence. This person does not love you and is not after your safety. Okay, so you need to understand, no adult, father, uncle, cousin, anybody, other teacher, a family member has the right to touch a child sexually. Nobody has the right to touch you sexually. You need to understand this. So this is the truth. It is an abuse on you. Okay, the number two thing is tell a safe adult. If you are in this category, you need to tell a safe adult. Why do we put the word safe? Because not all adults are safe. So in that environment where you are, you must have noticed the particular person that you can talk to that has the ability to help, okay, or that can tell someone that can help. So do not carry this alone. Don't say, I think it's my destiny. I think I'm destined to suffer this way. I think I'm destined to live this way. No. So you must understand that you need to talk to someone and then tell someone trustworthy. Tell someone trustworthy. This person can be a mother or another caring parent. This person may not necessarily be your mom. Okay, so that person must be a caring parent. Okay, a mother or another caring parent, a trusted teacher or school counselor. A trusted teacher or school counselor. Don't forget that some of these people we are mentioning in everyday life, a lot of people have had must have had encounters with them, maybe a teacher, a parent, who also inflicts this pain on the people around them. So that is why we say a trusted adult. Okay, a trusted teacher or a school counselor, a religious leader who is known to protect children. Don't forget, don't be naive. We have some religious leaders who are perpetrators of this kind of evil. Okay, a relative who is firm, mature, and responsible. Everybody in your family cannot be the same. If your father is the one molesting you sexually, everybody in your family cannot just be like him. Okay, a child protection worker or social welfare officer. Okay, I put it down here that if the first person does not help or does not believe you, tell another adult. Keep telling until someone listens. The fact that you tell somebody and the person refuses to take action or does not believe you does not mean you should keep quiet or if you are the one that a child walks up to you and tell you something, even if you are doubting, don't keep quiet. Tell another adult. Tell another responsible adult. Maybe as you people coming together might be able to provide solution to what is on ground, okay? Get physical safety first. That's number 3. Get physical safety. If the child is still living with the abuser, the child must be separated from the abuser immediately. Imagine a child and father in this scenario. Then that child must be separated from the father. That child must be separated as a matter of urgency. Okay? Again, the abuser, not the child, should be removed or restricted. There must be an action taken. So if you are the one that the child walks up to, you need to take action. You need to find a way to separate these people, to restrict the father, to let him know that you know what is going on. And if not a father, maybe uncle or anyone like that, you need to confront this person and let the person knows that we know what you are doing. And this is what we are planning to do. Okay, all right. You have to expose this abuser. The child should stay with a safe adult or in a secured environment. This child that you want to separate or remove must be with a safe adult or in a very secured environment. Safety comes before family reputation. I think what most people want to talk about is that we don't want people to hear so that we not spoil our family name. The person, the perpetrator, the abuser is not thinking about family reputation in the first place. So this child should not suffer because of family reputation. Okay, legal and protective action. That's number 4. There must be legal and protective action. Report the abuser. That's the main thing here. Like I said, you need to report. After confronting, you need to report the abuser. Reporting helps stop ongoing abuse. When you report this person, it will stop the ongoing abuse first, and then protect other children. If this person can go scot-free, no discipline, no punishment, no exposure, nothing, then it will go on to another victim, to another person. Okay, hold the abuser accountable. Let this abuser be accountable. If the person needs to write statements at the police station, if the person needs to acknowledge what he or she, what he has done, yes, I say he or she, yes, it's possible that we had female who abuse male children. It's possible, yes. So let this person be accountable. Okay, reports can be made to child protection services, okay, such as government agencies like Ministry of Women Affairs, UNICEF, Child Protection Network, CPN. We have some numbers here that if you know anyone or you have somebody that you can call. When you talk about CPN, we have 091 3161 9354. I'll say that again, 091 3161 9354. We also have 070 5482 5339. 0754 070 5482 5339. We also have a CC Yara Foundation. CC Yara Foundation also takes care of child abuse, sexually molested children, and all of that. And you can reach them through their toll line, which is 0800 800 8001. 0800 800 8001. Okay, we have social welfare department, police and family protection units. We also have NGOs that support abused children. So what this does is that reporting is not betrayal, it is protection. Don't say I don't want to betray our family, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that, and this person is in constant pain, fear, and abuse. you need to help that child. You need to help some. If you know somebody that has opened up to you, it's not the time to keep quiet about it and say, well, actually, this is not the time to start speaking English, okay? And number next, which is number 5, is seek medical attention. Whether you are the victim or you know someone who is a victim, seek medical attention, even if the abuse happened in the past. A medical check is important for health and evidence. A medical checkup. Doctors can document injuries and provide care. They can document injuries. This one can be done confidentially, and it will also serve as evidence. Number 9 is emotional and psychological healing. It's very, very key. It's very, very needed for anyone, for any child, for any teenager, any adult who must have gone through this kind of abuse that we're talking about here. Okay, so get counseling or therapy. Sexual abuse affects self-worth, it affects emotions, it affects trust, it affects future relationships. Okay, so you need to get counseling, you need to get therapy. Okay, a trained counselor or therapist can help with understand that they are not dirty or broken. A therapist will help you to understand that you are not dirty, you are not broken. Even if that is how you feel right now, you can be fixed. Okay, can also help you heal from fear, shame, and confusion. Imagine all the things this other person, the abuser, might have been saying, maybe threatening, or maybe telling you is love, because I love you. It's just putting the child through confusion. So a therapist would help the child to heal from fear, to heal from shame. Who do I tell? How will people see me? How will people say? What will people say about our family and all of that? A counselor will help with this, okay? Learn how to speak without guilt. You need to learn how to speak. You need to speak out, okay? Healing is possible. You must have that at the back of your mind. If you are the one who is seeing the abused, and then you want to talk, you want to comfort the person, you want to encourage the person, these are the things you need to tell the victim, okay? Number 9 is break the silence without shame. There is a need to break the silence without shame. Children often stay quiet because they fear punishment. Remember in our first episode of this topic, because of the fear of punishment, okay? They were threatened. When a child is threatened, then that same child threatened, that same child would not want to speak out, okay? They fear family breakup, especially in a case where it is the father or uncle or brother that is involved. They fear family breakup. They feel confused or ashamed. They feel confused or ashamed. Shame belongs to the abuser, not the child, not the victim, not the abused. So you must let such a victim to know that shame belongs to the abuser and not the abused. Okay, shame belongs to the abuser and not the abused, so that he or she can come out and tell the truth, so that there will be help in time. Okay, for parents or adults who discover this is what I want to say. If you are a parent or you are an adult and you discover this is what you need to do. If a child tells you, believe the child. Believe the child. Most often than not, this kind of menace go unpunished, go for many years, continue, because when somebody some of the courage to even say something, they are not taken seriously. Okay, so believe the child. Stay calm, do not blame or interrogate. Okay, act immediately to protect the child and seek professional help. like what we have mentioned before. If you need to visit an agency, you need to see the doctor, you need to take the right step on time. Okay, the worst response is silence. The worst response is silence. The worst thing you can do to anybody is to keep quiet when they tell you something like this. The injustice you can do to anybody is when you hear a thing like this, when you hear my father keep molesting me, my uncle is doing this to me, and then you keep quiet about it. You pretend as if nothing has happened. Okay, so in conclusion, to any child or adult survivor watching me right now, maybe you are the victim, or you know someone, or you are an adult, or you are a child, you are not weak. It is not because you are weak that you are going through this, or you have gone through that, and you are not dirty. You are not dirty either. You are not dirty. You are not responsible for this. You are not responsible for what has happened. It has nothing to do with maybe if I don't belong to this family, maybe if I had not stayed in the house, maybe if I had gone to school, maybe if I had passed all my papers, maybe if... No, you are not responsible in any way. Okay, your life is not ruined. Don't say there's nothing to be done again, everything is bad already. Your life is not ruined. Okay, you need to understand that your life is not ruined. Speaking is not easy, but it is powerful. You need to speak, you need to come out, you need to tell someone. If you tell number one person and that person did not take you serious or work on it or do anything about it, don't keep quiet. Go and tell another person. Keep telling people until you are heard, until they listen to you, and until an action is being taken. Okay, we all must know that reputation can be rebuilt. Reputation can be rebuilt. A child's trauma can last a lifetime. So don't say, what about our family reputation? How about this one? No, reputation can be rebuilt, but trauma lives with a child, if not forever. It takes divine intervention, like in the first case that I cited. It takes divine intervention for such an individual to come out of that trauma, to overcome and to live free of any form of bondage whatsoever from that experience. Okay, so allow me to close with this. But if you give them a hard time, bullying, or taking advantage of their simple trust, you soon wish you hadn't. You'd be better off dropped in the middle of the lake with a millstone around your neck. I'm actually reading the scriptures. This is Jesus speaking, that if you give them a hard time, if you give any child, any teenager around you a hard time, if you bully them or take advantage of their simple trust, this is what the Bible says. You'll be better off dropped in the middle of the lake with a millstone around your neck. You know what that means? That it would have been better if they just drowned you, if you just commit suicide, because of the judgment that is coming upon your head. I just read Matthew chapter 18 verse 6, the Message Bible translation. I want you, wherever you are, to take it upon yourself not to turn a deaf ear to anything of this nature, to any matter like this. It is not a room. It is not an opportunity for gossip. It is not a time for you to be saying, did you hear what that girl just told me? Did you hear what that boy just told me? No, it is not an avenue for gossip. It's not an avenue for a public show of shame. That person needs your help, and you really need to swing into action, taking every step that I've just iterated, one after the other, and help in life. So I want to encourage you to please drop a comment, say something about this topic, and if you know anyone who had gone through, who is passing through this challenge, you need to lend a helping hand. All right. Rapists should not be pampered. rapists should not be covered. And anyone who engage in sexual abuse of any child, any teenager, whether it's a father, or a relative, or acquaintances or neighbors, they are not to go scot-free for whatever reason at all. Not for family reputation, not for shame that will come after. No, you need to deliver that abuser and that abused. You need to deliver the abused person. You need to deliver the victim from continuous abuse. And you also need to help make it like, okay, we are here to help you. Make it known that there is help around the corner. Okay, all right. So till I come your way, same time next week, like I said, I'll be dropping some comments, some screenshots from what I got today. People bombarded me with, what do you mean? Why are you asking? Is that justification for rape? Justification for child abuse? What do you mean by that question? Okay. Okay, no problem. Thanks for the feedback. Thanks for the prompt responses. And I also look forward to hearing from you. If you're watching this broadcast right now, I want to hear your view. I want you to drop a comment. And then if you're not comfortable with what you have to say being publicized here, you can just send me a DM. You can drop it in my inbox, and then you can send a WhatsApp chat. And I will quickly, as soon as I can, attend to it. Okay. So till I come your way same time next week, by the grace of God, I remain Seyi Senuga Adeto. Wherever you are, be a good disciple of Christ. Don't do anything that can bring shame, that can cause pain to your neighbor, to people around you, to your family members. Always have it at the back of your mind that you just want to be a better person every day. And through the help of the Holy Spirit, you will see your life being transformed on a daily basis. God bless you. Bye for now.